Alright guys, welcome back to the channel today. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to say two quick things that are a little relevant. One is the fact that I'm going to be out of town for the next 2 days, for the weekend. So, unless some crazy news happens, I probably will not have a video on the weekend. I know guys, I know, it sucks, I apologize. But I can't do anything. I can't bring my equipment with me, so I apologize. If there's some crazy news, I'll definitely do a short about it. And we'll do a more in-depth breakdown when I get back. But just wanted to let you guys know so you weren't left hanging like, oh, he's not posting. Nah, I'm just saying. Second part is, Uncle from Another World is finally coming back this Wednesday after its 2-week hiatus. So expect those videos again on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. But anyway, let's get into it and talk about some Danmachi today, because it was pretty good. You see, Danmachi this season has been pretty good overall, honestly. Nothing super insane has happened, but I assume that'll be later in the season. It's just been a consistently good show this season, and I enjoy doing these videos personally, and I'm really glad that you guys seem to as well. So our episode today really, like every show obviously, starts off exactly where last week's episode ended, with Belle meeting the mermaid. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, alright, how's this gonna go? Like, can she talk and all that? Is she a Xenos after all? I'm sitting here thinking that. I'm like, what is Belle gonna say? What's he gonna do? I should have known, though. I completely forgot how Belle is. And the first thing he does is look at her chest, and I'm like, Belle! Oh, I can't blame you, but come on, man. I should have known, guys. That's just Belle. That's just Belle. And after that awkward exchange, they start talking with each other, and it turns out, yes, she can talk, and she is a Xeno, and she knows about the previous Xenos in Season 3. They're actually friends with each other. So after hearing Belle mention the name of the Xeno, she leaps out at him and embraces him. And our boy Belle don't know what to do. He's like, yo, what is happening? What's going on here? And we get a kind of wild scene where, she kind of sticks her finger in his mouth and says, here, ingest my blood. And Belle's like, what is going on? Aren't we moving a little fast here? But it turns out that mermaid blood actually can heal wounds, and she's healing his wounds in this instance. So, there's that. Alright, now goofiness aside though, serious FaceTime. She introduces herself as Mari and tells Belle that it's a little dangerous here. Let's move somewhere else and continue our conversation. So they do that. And as they're doing that, we transition to the rest of Team Hestia, where I'd argue this is entirely their episode today, with them trying to escape the dungeon on their own without their leader, Belle. And as they're walking, of course, they're clearing out monsters left and right. And Dormel, my mistake if I messed his name up, guys, actually explains to them that, yeah, we were here to find one of the missing adventurers that were down here. And we did find them on the 28th floor, but they were dead. And it turns out that the Moss Huge actually hid its body so that other adventurers wouldn't become more weary that they found a body, obviously. And this just goes to show you how much of a threat this monster really is. Like, it's kind of terrifying if you think about it, honestly. That this thing is adapting and becoming so smart. It turned from being the hunted to the hunter. And it's doing a damn good job of it. Now, Dormel explained, I know I messed his name up, sorry. He explained that, no matter what we did to the Moss Huge, that nothing worked. We punched it, we slashed it, we did everything we could. I even had a magic sword on me, a lightning magic sword, that couldn't do anything to this monster. And our team deduces that, the only thing we've noticed that actually hurts it is Belle's magic. And Belle's magic is fire. So they quickly deduce that, alright, Welf right here is kind of our ace in the hole right now because he has a fire sword with him. So they realize that he is the one that can fight this thing right now. If push comes to shove, this weapon is our trump card right now. This is our protection against this horrifying monster. So they set out to get out with that in mind. And throughout this episode, we actually get little scenes with the Moss Huge plotting some things, setting some traps up, and it's very unnerving, actually, if you really think about it. It's just silently creeping along, setting up little traps for our team. But at this point, we catch back up with Belle, who's chasing after Mari, and he finds her singing her siren song. And I think, all right, we're going to get some exposition here. We're going to figure out what's going on, right? Our boy Belle just can't keep his eyes off him, huh? He just can't keep his eyes off him. To the point where she's got to go get some shells to use as a bra. Like, come on, Belle. And I can't blame him. I'd probably look too. I can't lie. Maybe not as much as him, but I'd look. Hey, I'll be honest. And it's here that Mari starts explaining her relationship with the Xenos. Saying how, yes, I know them all, actually. We're all really good friends. But because I can't walk or I can't fly like them and I have to stay in the water, I can't follow them where they are. And she tells Belle that they're actually on the higher floor right now, sticking together, constantly moving. And that she's waiting for them in this area. Which this area is completely safe. She's completely safe here. There's no other monsters, and she can really do what she wants here. And she really urges Belle that you need to stay here. You know, if you go and fight this thing, you're going to die. And she desperately does not want him to leave. Even though Belle knows that his party's in trouble. He has to go and help them, obviously. But she's begging him not to leave. And in this moment, actually, we transition to our party, who come to this cavern with a bunch of holes in it. And I'm thinking, like, this is a trap. This is definitely a trap. There's no way this isn't a trap. And that's exactly what it is. And in this cavern, they suddenly get surrounded on all sides by these monsters. A bunch of different monsters, too. Not just the crabs. Like the mosquito monsters and all that we've seen. And the lead of this is the Moss Huge. And our party realizes that this thing just did a freaking pass parade on us. Now, if I remember correctly, a pass parade is where you kind of group together a bunch of monsters. Like maybe you're fighting like a horde or something, and then you pass it along to like a party that's in wait. So in the dungeon, if you're fighting like a bunch of monsters, then you run from it and you lead them to another group. That is a pass parade. Very frowned upon, honestly. It's incredibly rude, and you could potentially kill someone doing that. Just showing how cunning this monster actually is. Yet again, that it set this kind of really smart trap just to wear them down so it can come in and take them all out. And it's here that we transition back to Mary and Belle. And in the background, we just hear constant wails from these monsters. And Mari is scared. She's really scared in this situation. She doesn't want Belle to go because he's the first person she's probably interacted with in a long time that wouldn't like try to kill her or something, that knows of the Xenos. So she doesn't want him to go out and get killed. But Belle tells her that, you know, I have to take this monster out. I promise you, I won't die. I'll put an end to this once and for all. Not just for my party, but so that you can go out there and not be scared yourself. And it's in this moment that she does agree to help him. And they start chasing down their party. Now, Team Hestia is putting up a hell of a fight against these monsters. They really are. They are doing actually very well with each other to defend themselves. But their resources are starting to dwindle, which I believe is what the monster's really trying to do. Its only threat is their magic weapons and swords. So I believe he's trying to make them use it all up so he can come in and annihilate them all. But they're holding their own. And we even see a scene with Makoto where we see a technique of hers called Zeka, which is pretty cool, actually. It's cool. It really showcases that, again, like last week's episode, not only Belle has grown, our whole party has grown and become stronger. And Aisha even comments on that, saying, you know, I thought this party would crumble without Belle Cornell here. I thought without proper leadership, they would not be able to do anything. But that doesn't appear to be the case. Even without him here, they're competent, they're holding their own, and they're not panicking. I have to actually respect them now. Really showcasing again that they've just all grown much, much stronger. And as people. Now, I should probably mention this the whole time, but as Belle and Mari are chasing after Team Hestia, they're getting chased by an aqua serpent this whole time. And Mari's in trouble. They have finally reached the end of where the water is, and she can't go any farther, but this thing is still coming. So Belle has to make, I don't know if it's a good decision, but he actually drags her out the water and carries her in his arms as he's running through the dungeon. And I don't know if that's a good decision. She is an aqua-type monster, after all. I don't know if she's got to be in the water to survive, but it's a bold move. But the only move he really had in this situation. And it's here we transition back again to Team Hestia, where they've decided to make a stand against the Moss Huge in this cavern. You know, they don't have water in here, so aquatic monsters can't attack them. And there's only one direction where people can come from, supposedly. So they decided this is our best bet to fight this thing in here. And in this moment, actually, as they take out the monsters that are there, we get a mass outbreak of the crabs, and they just keep coming. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands of them coming, and our party has to use their trump card now, which is Haruhime's enhancing ability. And that's how our episode ends, actually. Right before they do that, and I'm like, come on, guys. Come on, really? 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 Come on. But that's how our episode ends. With them having to use Haruhime's ability, it's a little worrying, you know? I imagine she's gotten stronger with it, but if I remember correctly from Season 2, can't she only use it like once or like twice a day? So having to use that here is actually very worrying, but they don't have a choice. They're being pushed back so much. And I'll mention that the Moss Huge appears to be going after Belle. Because as I said earlier, throughout our whole episode, we get little interactions with him chasing down places and going to areas it looks like Belle's at. And we get a scene where he encounters all the magic stones of the creatures that Belle killed earlier. In my opinion, telling us that he's chasing after him. He wants kind of a one-on-one with Belle. Because Belle is honestly the only threat against him. And the monster realizes that. So if he can get him alone and do a 1v1, that's probably his best bet of beating Belle. So that confrontation is going to be kind of crazy. I'm looking forward to that. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you thought of this episode. It was a really straightforward episode, honestly. It feels so weird that this season's going to be 22 episodes, actually. It's a first for this show. But I guess this arc is just really that big. Or they're going to try to do multiple arcs in this season. I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm not caught up. But I am enjoying Danmachi. And you guys, let me know what you think of it down below. Are you enjoying this season? Have they cut any content? I want to know that. Because a decent amount of shows this season, unfortunately, I've realized, have been cutting some content. So has Danmachi done the same? Let me know down below. I actually genuinely want to know. But that'll be it for today's episode, you guys. You know, again, a nice solid episode of Danmachi yet again. I'm looking forward to next week because it looks like the confrontation's about to come to a climax. So I'm looking forward to that. But let me know what you guys think down below. But again, that'll be it for today's episode, guys. So I hope you have a great day, week, month, and year. And until next time, deuces, and have a blessed day. I'll see you guys later.